Oh, I'm live. Woohoo! So this is all pretty darn new to me. So I got my phone set up. I was gonna do it yesterday because Sunday is kind of a better day for that, for reaching out to as many people as possible. But you know, I had to go paint an apartment. That's one of my many one of the many hats that I wear. I'm basically an artist of all sorts, and so yeah, yesterday I had to do some mundane everyday work for average people, and so I couldn't do the live stream, but here I am. I want to go ahead and go through all the signs and just give you guys a quick message for each of the signs, and I'm going to start with Aquarius. And like, if you don't feel like sitting through the whole thing, cool, you can come back later and check it out, and then just go forward to the place where I'm going to edit it to have it time stamped to find the place where your sign is. So yes, I'm going to go ahead and get started, but also we have to keep in mind that this week we're going to have a new moon in Aquarius, and Mercury's still in retrograde. So new moon in Aquarius, I'm going to be doing a big set of readings for the new moon coming up, but essentially what I want to say to you guys is that for new moon magic to create what you want for the next lunar cycle, we have to decide what it is that we want. What do we want going forward this month? I like to keep my magic manageable, what I desire manageable for new moon magic, so that I believe in it more. I'm not going to believe in something that's just too far out of hand. I'm way too logical for that. So when I'm making my magic, I'm like, what could possibly be accomplished in the next year? I'm sorry, in the next month, in the next lunar cycle, and then I go with that. And I want to tell you guys real quick, in the new moon, for the new moon, I like to make little 28-day journals for magic. And I put a little calendar on the inside, right on the first page on the inside, where I write down all the little, like, if I have an inspiration to do something regarding the magic that I want to create in that 28 days, then I write that down. But I also write down how my magic is manifesting, how I see things happening. And then in the pages of the journal, I try to write at least once a day about how the magic is manifesting, and also affirmations for what it is that I desire. So it's not like I'm totally dwelling on what it is that I want, like I'm obsessing with it, but I'm lightly holding it and not forgetting. And then what ends up happening after in the 28 days, I always start it on the new moon. So that's Wednesday or Thursday, I think. I always started on the new moon. And then by the time the 28 days are over, that I'm meditating on that magic, either huge leaps have gone forward. Either there's a huge change in the going for the positive toward what it is that I want, because I've become more and more aligned with what it is that I want. The other thing that happens is that, contrarily, I might find out once I become aligned with what it is that I want, that maybe I didn't actually want it after all. And then I go, okay, I'll let that go, or I want to tweak it just a little bit. I did like that, but there's aspects of it that I don't, so that's what I like doing in the new moon. Okay, so let's just get some messages this week for Aquarius. All right, you guys, you've been waiting long enough. Here we go. Messages for Aquarius, because it's your birthday month for Aquarius. What messages do we have for this week? The 8th through the 16th. Anything real quick for Aquarius? I've got two cards that wanted to come out. Interestingly, we got that Ace of Wands, which I thought resonated. I thought Ace of Wands resonated with all this Aquarian energy happening right now. But it's in reverse. So make sure that you are open to make sure you're open to exciting possibilities that you never considered would be like possible. Leave yourself open to crazy potential. Leave yourself open to ideas. Yeah, so I see some blocks for you that you really need to address. The moon is all about that emotionality, feeling a little bit lost. So I think what Aquarius needs to do right now, oh, they're in the dark under the new moon, and they're like, I don't know what really I want, and so I don't even know what to wish for. I think maybe you need some sleep. I'm feeling really tired. I'm feeling really tired, Aquarian energy. It's so important to get your rest, Aquarius. Make sure and get your rest. And I feel like once you do that, you're going to have some downloads come in after you get some rest about how to take a step forward. And another thing that just came into my head that I was learning yesterday as I was painting an apartment, I was listening to The Subtle Art of Not Giving by Mark Manson as an audiobook. And he was talking about taking when you don't feel aligned with what it is that you want. Like you don't even know what you want. You don't know how to go forward with it. It's like the first thing you do is you take a little baby step. You just show up. You just get yourself up in the morning and then you feel it out. Okay. Just take little baby steps. And what happens is that you end up getting excited about things as you go along. Something happens, something triggers inside of you that makes you say, oh, I want to try this little thing. I want to try this little thing. Oh, I didn't see it that way. You just like, it's just a matter of showing up for life and being like, okay, I'm just open to whatever comes in right now. Yeah, I like that. I'm just, instead of dwelling on the fact that you don't know what you're doing and dwelling on the fact that you don't know what you want, just don't think about it. Instead be, I'm just open to whatever comes in. And like, that is one of the most beautiful things about Aquarius is that they can do that, except when they're feeling a little bit moody and lost. So yeah, make sure you get your healthy food, make sure and hydrate, make sure and get good rest. And I feel like your mind's going to clarify a little bit, and then you're just going to start showing up. All right, I'm a little bit wonky this morning because I'm pretty worn out from painting an apartment for like 12 hours yesterday. So please be patient with me. I'm moving on to Pisces. For the week ahead, for February 8th to the 16th. Okay, let's see what messages we got. The first message that wanted to jump out for Pisces was this Four of Pentacles in reverse. It's about holding on to something from the past. There's something that you're holding on to. Some kind of, I feel like in this, it's a pentacle, which usually indicates something material, but I feel like it's definitely like holding on to grief and sitting in it and wallowing in it. And so, hey, somebody sees you doing this, the universe, God, source, your angels, they see you doing this and they're like, this is not good for you. This is not good for you. Ooh. And then we have the Page of Pentacles, which is asking you to consider trying something new. Trying something new. Now we had that. We had that also for Aquarius, that they should consider just taking a little baby step going forward. So yeah, like instead of, yeah, both of you guys are feeling a little bit moody, feeling a little bit out of, like emotionally out of touch right now. And I feel like you both need to just, like, we can't just walk away from how we feel. Sometimes we have to let it be there instead of pushing it out. Let the sorrow, let the grief be there, but don't let that be the only thing that you're thinking of all the time. Don't let that be your only focus, So just like, okay, here you are. I don't feel good, but maybe I should just try to occupy myself doing something new, occupy myself doing something that's interesting. Just try little things. Just try little things to distract yourself. Oh, what's going on this week for Pisces? there are going to be opportunities as you're working through whatever it is that you've lost, whatever it is that's like hurting that you lost. There are going to be little opportunities that are coming in, and they're there for you to help you heal, to help you take baby steps to pull yourself out of the hole of sorrow, of sadness. So use them. All those little things that you can do for yourself. All those little things. Yeah, I feel like it's about learning new things, trying new things, reading new books, trying little new projects. This is very much in the material realm, things that you can hold. Those opportunities are coming your way, Pisces. Okay, let's move on to Aries. All right, I'm going to give it a quick shuffle, Aries. Okay, messages for Aries, February 8th through the 16th. There you go. All right, got two cards that came out. We got the Five of Swords and the Three of Pentacles in reverse. Be on the lookout in the work world for folks whose values are not aligned with yours. Values not being aligned with yours. People who, I know Aries likes to be a little bit competitive, but we're talking about collaborating here. We want to be collaborating. Hello. My camera wants to focus. Anyway, we want to be collaborating in the work world. Let's see what we got here. I want to clarify this situation. The five of Swords is like winner take all energy. Somebody's trying to get one over on somebody else. So let me give it a quick shuffle, and then we're going to clarify a little bit. Let's just get the best advice that we could possibly get for Aries for the week of the 8th through the 16th. Be on the lookout for coworkers, people that you're collaborating with. Quick moving energy. Make a decision quickly. This is a little piece of advice. And the Magician. Okay. So in the work world where there are people that you are not really aligning with, things aren't running smoothly. You feel like somebody's trying to get the best they can out of it, and they're not really considering what the rest of the group needs. It's time to act swiftly. The Magician, the Mercurial Magician energy, in addition to the Eight of Wands, is saying act quickly to do something about this person. Okay, I don't want to be brash, of course. We want to act in alignment with positive vibrations. We want to speak compassionately to the people around us. We want to speak in like royal alliance, meaning like not defiant. We're not attacking people. You know, we're not going to be little bitches. We're not going to attack people. We're not going to be rude. We're not going to be compliant either, meaning that we're not going to just let somebody take advantage of ourselves and the people around us. So I'm not seeing swords though. The swords are saying you have to say something, but this is not swords. This is about acting. This is about doing. Okay. This person might be saying things to multiple people. That's okay. Something's got to be done. What's to be done? I don't know. I guess that's up to you. You know what there is to be done. But you know, with this Magician being here, the last thing I want to say to you, Aries, with this Magician being here is that he's reaching his wand up to the universe, to source, to God, to his higher self. And he's saying, please give me guidance on how to act. So he's using the wand as a conduit of the spirit of the best case scenario, the best possible outcome for everyone. And he's manifesting it into reality. Okay. So that's what you want to be going for. You want to be going for what is going to bring about the highest benefit for everyone. So reach up, get your answer, and act accordingly. All right, moving on to Taurus. Thank you all for being here with me. Taurus, week ahead, 8th through the 16th of February. What messages do we have for Taurus? We want that one. Wow. Aries just got this too. It's interesting how themes bleed over into the signs that are right around each other. Because I think they're influenced by heavy placements in each other's birth charts. Because like, for example, me, I'm a Virgo, and I have a lot of heavy placements with like the couple of signs right before me. So their readings resonate with me. What's going on with them resonates with me. Yeah, this is another 5 energy, but this one's the 5 of Wands. The 5 of Wands. So there is kind of a conflict for both of you, Aries and Taurus. There's some kind of conflict, and it has to do with people that are supposed to be collaborating together, but it's not working. It's not gelling correctly. In the case of Aries, it was like somebody's trying to get more than their share. In the case of you, Taurus, it's like there are a bunch of people that all want to contribute something. These both are the cards of contribution, of collaboration. But in this case, it's collaborating well. Everybody knows what their job is. And then the 5 of Wands, it's you're not. Everybody's poking each other. They're like, me first, me first, me first. And they're poking each other in the eyes with their sticks. And they're fighting each other. Like, no, I wanted to go first. Let's get some advice. Best case scenario for Taurus. What's your advice? Let me give this a shuffle. For the 8th through the 16th, troublesome situation. Annoying. What is there for Taurus to do? I just got a quick download. Let's be humble. Ooh, 7 of Swords. Interesting. All right, so the download that I'm getting is that you need to be humble and honest. Now, I'm not trying to say Taurus is a bad guy. Everybody's trying to do their best. Everybody's trying to do their best to be kind and to get along and whatever. But I think that Taurus, I think that in this case, you've been holding your thoughts to yourself about the situation, about what's going on. And it might appear suspicious to the people around you. Therefore, they don't trust you. Therefore, they are like trying to like run over you, essentially, like take over the situation, because they don't really know what's going on with you. So I feel like you need a little bit more vulnerability in whatever this situation is that's coming up this week. Allow yourself to be heard, even if it's scary. Ooh, wow. I just got that from a lesson that I just had about the Aquarius new moon. It's asking us to be courageous. Asking us to be courageous in how we choose to uphold our values, what's important to us. So speak up clearly about what's important to you. And I think that you being willing to speak up for yourself is going to earn a lot of trust with the people around you, and they're going to be willing to work more smoothly with you in the things that you're trying to create and the things that you're trying to do, whether that be at work or at home, whatever. So it's just a matter of allowing yourself to be vulnerable and honest with the people around you. You know what I'm talking about. If this resonates with you, you know what I'm talking about. All right, let's get on to Gemini. Gemini. February 8th through the 16th, messages for Gemini, please. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Ooh, Tower. What's up with that? We're right in the heart of Mercury retrograde for you, Gemini. This is going to be a wonky week for you. I feel like you had a tower card come up recently. And it was about being afraid to make changes that you needed to make and not knowing how to make them. And that energy is still hanging out. You're like, I know I need to make these changes. I don't know how. I'm dragging my feet. I'm having a hard time communicating or thinking, even thinking clearly about how to go forward. You can't speak clearly if you can't think clearly, right? Because Mercury is your ruling planet is in retrograde. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some guidance, some advice for you. But what I feel like the message from this is saying that if you have had some kind of disaster in your life recently, it was to make positive changes for you. And if you haven't had that disaster and you're like, there's these things that are bothering me and I want to change it, watch out. Because when you really don't want something, the universe steps in and changes it for you. Because you're sending subconscious wishes for it to change. And often it looks like a disaster because we're not ready for it. We haven't prepared for the changes that we asked for. We haven't done anything to get ready for it. Okay, so best advice for Gemini, no matter what their situation is considering this tower energy. Shaky foundation. Whatever it is that you're stuck on or were stuck on, it had a shaky foundation. It's not built to last. So you need to be working on something really stable, something continuous, something, what's the word? Yeah, something built to last, something that can withstand the little ups and downs. All right. Lovers, that's you. It's interesting having a major arcana clarified by a major arcana. The Lovers represents Gemini in the tarot. So it's really a matter of taking a break, right? Got to take a break, step back a little bit, and figure out what it is that you needed to learn from this situation. Because the Lovers is all about these lifelong karmic lessons. If this is some kind of a relationship split, here comes my train friend. I wish I could turn the camera around so you guys could see it go by. There it goes. BNSF. All right. Well, that guy's rumbling. I'm going to tell you about the Lovers. And the Lovers is about reflecting off of another person in order to learn something about ourselves. So if you're in some kind of breakup, some kind of disconnection, some kind of fight with somebody that you really, really care about, it's time to look back and say, okay, so what is it about that person that was so troublesome? And what does that mean about me? Like there's something I don't like about what they do, something I don't like about what they did, something I don't like about what they do. What does that mean about me? And know that everyone should be able to do what they need to do. Like you're born alone and you die alone. So I mean, unless you're a twin. Anyway, essentially what I'm saying is that everyone's got their path, and we don't have a right to tell anyone else how they should be living their path. No matter how much we've done for them, no matter how much we care about them, we can't tell them how to live their path and what they should do with themselves. They've got their own lessons, as hard as it is to watch them live it. And so we have to say, okay, you're going to do what you got to do. What is it that bothers me about that? And look at it. Is it that I don't, is it something from my childhood, like a hole that I need to fill with this person? Is it that I'm trying to prove how lovable I am if they stay in my life? Is it I need to, if it's a breakup from a job or something like that? It's like, what is it that I'm afraid of losing if I'm like as I'm walking away from this job, as I'm losing this situation. So we're reflecting off of the situation. It could be a person, but it could also be a situation. We're reflecting off of it and saying, why does that bother me so much? Why did I hang on to that so long? Why did I care about that? This is all about some big lessons for this week. Now I need to move on, Gemini. I need to get on to Cancer. You're doing just fine. You are right on track. When I get these major arcanas like the Tower and the Lovers, it means like you are exactly where you needed to be to learn the lessons that you needed to learn. Okay? You are perfectly on track. It sucks. Yeah. But yeah, life sucks sometimes. Life sucks sometimes. But we have to choose. Ooh, I listened to a wonderful book while I was doing my work yesterday. I am shedding like crazy. I listened to a wonderful book yesterday called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. It was wonderful. And the gentleman that wrote it, Mark Manson, talked about choosing your pain, choosing what you want to suffer about. Okay? So, Cancer, hi. Cancer, a couple things happening. Aquarius, new moon this week, and we're still right in the heart of Mercury retrograde. Are you thinking about what you would like to manifest for the month ahead, Cancer? What do you want to create for the month ahead? Let's look at your messages for February 8th through the 16th. There you go. Well, the Tower wanted to come up for you. The Two of Cups, just a big old stack of stuff wanted to come up. I'm just going to look at it real quick and get like an overarching view. If you just tuned into the Gemini's reading, we did just talk about the Tower, but their Tower was upright. You know, like I was saying in some previous readings or previous signs, these the signs that are close to each other, the messages kind of bleed over into each other like that. So because I feel like it's just the houses are like influential, like the energy flows through the houses. It just manifests in different ways. I'm getting family, relationships, being worried about stuff you can't control, but some good stuff with money. Okay, good stuff with money. There's that, Cancer. Being in a good balance, being in a good flow, feeling it, feeling good about how things are going with your work, with the way that you create your abundance, your prosperity. But now these three cards are all in reverse. So there's some like family dynamic that you're pretty worried about. Relationship, I think in particular, a relationship dynamic that you're worried about. And the immediate download that I'm getting for your message for this week is know that what's best for you is what's happening right now. Ooh. What's best for you will be coming. What's best for you is what's happening right now. You needed to learn stuff, or you do need to learn stuff. What's happening right now is the thing that's best for you. So if it's uncomfortable, look at that. Whatever the discomfort is with that, look at it and be like, oh, okay, so there's that. Knight of Wands. Okay. If you got some relationship stuff and you want to talk to your sweetheart, I feel like it's time to, if things aren't going that awesomely in your connections, this can go for people that are not in a romantic connection also. When it comes to your friends, to the people that you care about, you want to kick things up a little bit. You want to like have put things in a positive perspective. You want to stabilize the foundation of your connection. It's time to do something about it. What is your sweetheart's love language? What is your friend's love language? The person that you want to connect with. What can you do for the person that you care about that will make them feel really good, that will let them know how much you care? What are the love languages? Acts of service, words of praise, affirmation, gifts, physical touch, think it's something to do with time. Anyway, I don't remember all 5 of them, but everyone's got what they really, really like. And everyone's got what they really like, they just do, which naturally do to share with others. Like there's certain things that I can't help it. I just do. Well, acts of service is one of them. Physical affection is another that I just do. I just want to show someone how much I care. And those are the things that I really appreciate for myself as well. Find out the person that you're thinking of right now when you're like, I want to stabilize this foundation with that person. Find out what is meaningful to them and do it. Hey, Valentine's Day coming up on Sunday. I know it's a Hallmark holiday, but what's wrong with showing the people that you love, that you care? Nothing's wrong with showing the people that you love, that you care. You don't have to. I was listening to Spotify and an ad came up and it was like, show the person that you love, that you care with a Hallmark card. No, you can make a card yourself. You can do your own thing. Leo, let's find out messages for Leo. I am time stamping these when I finish up, when all this loads and posts, I'm going to go through and time stamp it up to so that you guys can go straight to your reading. Okay. Messages for Leo for the 8th to the 16th, please. I want that one. Ooh, King of Wands. You're thinking about something. What else do we have? Ooh, 7 of Swords. I'm going to clarify that 7 of Swords. But like you're thinking about something. You're in some kind of leadership position, and I feel like this is the way it should go. You're like looking at this guy going, hey, what are you doing? Okay, I'm going to clarify that guy. Hey, what are you doing? And in this position where I have it laid out on my table here, he's like sneaking up. There's some sneakiness coming up from behind you. What? All right, watch out for that. You know, no, I don't believe that there's such thing as like a really bad person. There are people that do terrible things sometimes, but I don't think anybody like means to be bad. I don't know. I'm going to get all kinds of flack for saying that, but it's just the way I see it. Okay? But it's like sometimes their values are just confused. Sometimes people are just not in connection with what's really important to them. All right. 6 of Wands. All right. So whoever it is that's trying to pull a fast one, you got a lot of support from the people that you love. You've been very supportive and very helpful of the people around you. You see all these wands? You've been very helpful and supportive of the people that are around you, and they love you, they believe in you. And if somebody's coming in and trying to give you a hard time, don't sweat it. Don't worry about that guy. Here. I put the selenite right on him, and that is blocking. He's being blocked, okay? How's that? Don't sweat it. He's not a problem. I put the selenite right on top of him. Now, what else is going on? Mercury's going to be in retrograde, so the thinking's going to be a little bit muddled, and the communication's going to be a little bit wonky. The other thing is that time can be weird. You can bend space and time. That's what I do like about Mercury retrograde, is that you can bend space and time a little bit easier. You can make things happen more. You can make things happen on quicker. You can make it happen quicker. That's it. Than what you thought. You can make things happen that you thought would take years during Mercury retrograde. If you believe it, if you use your mind wisely, okay? So remember that with this King of Wands being here, the wands can do, Wands energy can do some pretty magical things with time. The fire guys. They can do some cool things. If there's something that you're really excited about that you thought would take a long time, I want you to rethink that, whether or not it actually will take as long as you thought. Okay? All righty. Moving on to Virgo. No, don't sweat it. Moving on to Virgo. Putting my cards away. Hello, everybody. All right, looking at February 8th through the 16th. What messages do we have for Virgo? One more shuffle, please. Messages for Virgo. Your ruling planet is in retrograde. I'm a Virgo, and you know what? I found that Mercury retrograde doesn't really bother me that much. It's the shadow. It's the shadow time before and after. It can be like a little bit like it can shake things up for me. Virgo. Oh, the Fool in reverse for Virgo. You know what? This came out in a reading that I just did for you guys. And it has to do with, excuse my burp, this is coffee. I'm going to wait. Let's just see what's on the bottom of the deck. King of Swords. Both of those cards came out in the very last reading I did for you guys. It was a relationship reading. I remember because I'm a Virgo, and I just happened to, I was like, should I look at that? And I just thought I'd like look at it and watch the reading over again. It's totally a completely different experience when I'm watching my videos later after I did the recording. I'm like, oh, and I can absorb it for the information for myself. Anyway, so it's like feeling out of sorts, feeling disconnected from the spirit, and therefore you don't know. I'm really like when this Fool is in reverse at this time right now, I'm really focusing a lot on where he's walking on the edge of the cliff here. And when he's upright, he's in connection with the divine, with quantum physics, I guess. And so he knows exactly where he's walking, even though he's looking up. He's not looking at where his feet are going. He's all right. He's divinely guided. He can intuitively tell where he's going. But you had it in reverse. So it feels like that all that muddled thinking has kind of got you out of sorts this week. But here comes the Aquarius new moon. That's the King of Swords. And it's like, okay, I'm going to discern. I'm going to decide what's most important for me right now. I'm out of sorts, but I need to pull it together, bring it together, and be like, okay, what are my values? What's most important to me? What am I holding on to that is not serving me? What do I keep doing, especially in the realm of thoughts? What do I keep thinking? Where does my mind go, consciously or unconsciously, that's not working for me? And it's time to cut that out. You got the sword there, you just cut that out. Get rid of it. Okay. And a new moon is a perfect time to set the magic for what you intend for the next 28-day cycle. I've got my new moon journals here, and I wanted to tell you guys about that. And that's about setting the intention for 28 days, even if it's just an intention for your head. It doesn't have to be like something physical you're manifesting outside of your body. It could also be setting an intention for the way that you think. That helps things. If you're just working on how you think, that helps make things a little bit more manageable, because you have complete control over that. There's some things that you don't have control over, that you can't like go out and do. There are other factors that are involved, other people that are involved, that you can't control how they do it. But you do have control over your own thoughts. So if there's some stuff, some patterning that just not working, and you know it, you've known it for a long time, it's time to train yourself. Just like getting tough with yourself. This is the King of Swords is the maverick. He's the badass. And he's no nonsense. He's like, no, you don't need to be doing that anymore. He's like, that's enough. And I hear that sometimes when I get so upset and I'm like thinking about something that's really upsetting me. I can hear this tough guy inside my head that's like, that's enough, stop it. Like the way that my mother would talk to me when I was crying and wailing around when I was a kid. She'd be like, stop it now. Okay, that's what I feel like is happening inside of you with this Aquarius new moon. It's a desire to be like, now pull yourself together, Virgo. because you know what you deserve, and that like you got to start with yourself, start with your own thoughts. Libra, moving on to Libra. Thank you so much for being with me today. Libra, messages for the 8th through the 16th. My cards just flipped around and I don't want to take those. I just want to keep shuffling a little bit more. All right, Libra. Messages for Libra for the 8th through the 16th. Ugh, you've been getting this a lot. You've been getting the 7 of Cups a lot lately. This feeling like you got a bunch of choices, and really you know there's only one thing you want. You just don't know how to get to it, and so you're distracting yourself with all of these other little things. Excuse my nose. That new moon in Aquarius is bringing with it a lot of interesting options, a lot of interesting opportunities. And you're like, well, which one do I really? No, you know there's only one that you really want. Let's look at the guidance that we have for Libra. And then I'm going to stop and I'm going to shuffle it one more time. Guidance for Libra. And going forward toward what it is that they actually want, because, we don't want to be wasting our time and energy distracting ourselves with silliness. I feel like you're distracting yourself with silliness right now when you know what it is that you want. How do you get that motivation? What's the guide? What's the guidance? I want that one. Lovers. Oh, there's 2. What do we have? 2 major arcana. The NSF, hello. Okay. Okay. Are you done? All right, Toot. Strengthen reverse in the Lovers for this guidance. Okay. So your higher self is telling you something, but your ego's like, but I like this. I like where I'm at. I'm in my comfort zone. I'm in my, my groove. This is where I like to be. Even though you know what it is. Look at this. You see this right here? That's what you want. See how it's glowing? And you know what that is. You know what it is that you want. The way that it's glowing. And it's what's meant for you. But you're like, but it's so much more comfortable to play video games. It's so much more comfortable to watch Netflix. It's so much easier to stay in the superficial connections that I have with these people. But I feel like there's this huge lesson that's out there here it is. The biggest lesson that you have is the work, is the pulling yourself out of the comfort zone. That's where the lesson is. That's going to be the hardest part. And once you do it, everything's going to be a lot easier. Pulling yourself out of but it'll be a tool in your toolbox. After you've done it, after you've figured out how to get yourself out of the rut of what you always do, teaching yourself how to be motivated to get up and do the things that are important to you, to do the things that you know you need to be doing. It'll be there for you for the rest of your life. The lesson will be there for you for the rest of your life of how to make changes in your own life, to be more in alignment with who you want to be, with what you want to be doing. I really feel like this has a lot to do with a connection, a romantic connection. Okay. Making changes or making changes to a committed relationship that you have, or actually committing to something. All right. So you know what needs to be done. All right. Moving on to Scorpio. Scorpio for the week of the 8th to the 16th. Thank you for your divine guidance. Tarot cards. All right, here we go. Messages for Scorpio. Four of Swords. It's about getting your rest. I've heard that a couple of times for a few signs, that they need some rest. Oh, because there's been some rough bickering, some rough stuff lately. Okay. Some challenges getting along recently. Okay. So it's time to get some rest. Okay. Because you're right in the middle of the struggle. Let's get some guidance for Scorpio in this situation. Oh, didn't shuffle right. Try again. Messages for Scorpio. Guidance for Scorpio. What's coming in here? Week of the 16th, or the 8th through the 16th. I feel that recently Scorpio had attracted, or just throughout their whole life, but they're realizing it now, that they attracted problematic people because they didn't want to be alone. Okay. Scorpio attracted problematic people, problems, misalignments in values with other people. Like there are a set of things that you thought were important, and there's a set of things that the other people thought were important, and they didn't go together, and problems happened, right? Look at this. Everybody's got their own ideas, and they're all poking each other in the eyes with their sticks. Okay? You didn't want to be alone, so you hung out with people that you didn't really like. It didn't really like you, but y'all just didn't want to be alone, so you just hung out together. Oh, that sucks. I'm hearing part of your big lessons are just learning how to do things on your own, learning how to have quiet time, just being with yourself, being okay with yourself, forgiving yourself, being okay with yourself, just being like, okay, here I am, just me. All right, that's all right. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not bad to be alone. Doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. Doesn't mean you're inadequate in some way to be doing things on your own. It just means you enjoy your own company. And what ends up happening is that the people that really care about you will stay. The people that will really care about you will really enjoy your company that much more, because you're going to be in a lot more peace. You're not hanging out with people that are bringing all kinds of trouble into your life. And so you being in a lot more peace, you being a lot more secure and stable is going to attract people that like that enjoy that about you. You're just going to be a nicer person to be around. So give that some thought. Consider this week just having like a little time out kind of week, a keeping to yourself kind of week, doing your own thing kind of week. That'll be really good for you. And I think there's a huge focus on forgiveness, forgiving yourself about anything that happened. With these 2 5s being here, if there was some bickering and stuff, you said things that you didn't mean, you said things that just don't sit right with you anymore. They don't sit right with you. You don't like how it feels, what happened. So you got to forgive yourself, because life goes on. You're the only one that's going to hold it against you, I think. You're the main person that's angry with you about it. You're the main person that you hurt. So get over it, okay? When you're ready. When you're ready, of course. All right, let's see. Sagittarius. Sagittarius for the week ahead. Love Sagittariuses. Sagittariuses. Let's do this. Let's do this, Sag. Week ahead, 8th through the 16th of February. Let's see what's happening. What's happening for Sag? We got any volunteers here? There we go. There we go. Queen of Swords. Ace of Swords. Ooh, there's going to be a talk. For Sagittarius, for the week ahead, there's going to be a talk. For anybody joining me right now, I'm going to be time stamping these later on to make sure that you can go straight to the reading for your sign. Okay. So there's going to be a straight up talk, and it's going to be like, pow. Okay. I got something to say. Let's get through this. You're going to be in this situation. You're going to be a divine royal communicator. The Queen of Swords is neither, she is neither compliant or defiant. She says things in a straightforward way, but they are compassionate. Compassionate toward herself and compassionate toward other people. She does not accept blame that is not hers. She doesn't take responsibility for something that's not hers to take responsibility for. She's like, yeah, that's your responsibility. Like, here's my responsibility. Here's your responsibility. And now let's work on it from here. Let's talk about where we can go from here. And I feel like it's like you're setting your boundary. You're saying, these are the things that I expect for me. These are the things that I'm willing to do for you. And if we can align with those, and you have your reasonable expectations and boundaries, your reasonable things that you're willing to do, then like we can be cool. And if we can't be cool, then we need space until we can be cool, until we can align. And I feel like another thing about this Queen of Swords, not only is she not taking responsibility for what's not hers, she's also being very careful not to blame and put responsibility for her about her feelings on other people. So she's like, I feel the way I feel. You like, you do what you do. I'm going to feel the way I feel, but that's not your fault that I feel the way that I feel. You might have done something that, maybe wasn't, ethical or whatever. But anyway, you're like, okay, I feel the way I feel. I'm just going to go over here. I'm not going to attack you or abuse you with it. I'm just going to do my thing over here. Okay. It's just like the boundary, the clear boundary that I'm communicating. If it was stepped over, if it was, if it was not respected, then you have to be like, okay, that was my boundary. There I am. Okay. And that's where I draw the line. And like, you go do your thing. I'm going to do my thing. And much respect. No bad guys here. That's the main thing I'm seeing with this is we're all responsible for ourselves and no bad guys are here. So those are the messages I wanted to come out for you, Sagittarius, for this week. There you go. Keep your head on straight. All righty. Finally, we have Capricorn, the last message for the week. And I am ready for a break anyway. I'm so happy and so grateful for all y'all who are here. And for those of you who are just joining, know that once this is finished uploading, I'm going to timestamp everything so you can go directly to your reading. All right, so messages for Capricorn. We got the King of Cups in reverse, and we got the Six of Wands. Okay, well, the King of Cups in reverse, like the King of Cups is an archetypal personality of the tarot, which is usually associated with Scorpio, but we're looking at the shadow aspects of the King of Cups, which is like this kind of emotionally manipulative energy, somebody in your environment. Be on the lookout for somebody in your environment who wants to use your emotions to get what they want for themselves. Now, I'm not saying that they're bad people. I don't really like to associate with like good and bad. I like to say, okay, that was something that works for me, or that's something that doesn't work for me. Sometimes I get my feelings hurt. Yeah. When I figure it out that somebody's been trying to manipulate me only for their own, I'm all over the place. Thank you for your patience with me, Capricorn. There's emotional manipulation for the person's good, right? For the own person's good. And mothers are really good at that, where they're like, you should probably not do that because I gave birth to you and that was hard. And so you should take care of your body. Like stuff like that mothers do. And it's for your own good that they do that. But if somebody's trying to manipulate you in some way when it's not for your good, they're actually hurting you. that's when I get a little pissed. I can't help taking it a little bit personally, but I still don't think that they're bad. I just think that they learned tactics when they were young. This person learned tactics when they were young about how to get what they want, and they stuck with it, and it's in their subconscious mind how to get what they want out of someone. So be on the lookout for that. And when you realize that that's going on, what I want you to do, what the cards want you to do, is know that you are okay, that you are supported, that you don't have to worry about whether or not this person is like, I don't know what they're laying on you, Capricorn, but I feel like it's kind of like if you create a boundary about what you will tolerate and not tolerate from this person, they're like, I'm gonna like my life is gonna suffer if you don't do what I want you to do. That's the kind of thing. Like, you don't know how you're hurting me if you don't do what I want you to do. You're hurting me in some way. Or I don't have anything to live for, even that extreme. Somebody might be doing that. I don't even know what I have to live for if you're not doing what I want you to do. I'll be harmed in some way if you don't do what I want you to do. And just know, here's the message for you. You don't have to give in to that. You're fine. Let them take responsibility for their stuff. Okay. And if their way of taking responsibility for their stuff is harmful to them, that's not your fault. That's not your problem. Okay. Now, this has to do with adults. This isn't if it's children. I don't feel like this is as a king. It's not an adult that's, or sorry, the other way around. As a king, it's an adult that's doing this. If it's a child, that's something completely different, of course. Mandated reporting and all that. But like somebody that's like a grown up that should be able to take responsibility for their own emotions and their own life. You just got to say, hey, I'm all right. You're all right. Do your own thing. Okay. And yeah, stand up for yourself. I see so much pride and dignity in this guy, in this Six of Wands guy. It's like, you know what? I don't need you to tell me what I need to be doing. I don't need your approval to do what I need to do. To do what I want to do. And you do actually have plenty of approval from lots of other people. And so this person's manipulative energy isn't going to bother you so much. I feel like it's not going to be it's a weight that is lifting week by week. It's easier and easier to deal with their little tantrums. Okay. All right. This is where I leave off. Those were your messages. For those of you who just joined me, I will be timestamping this after it's been posted so that you can go straight to your sign. I did all of it, started with Aquarius and ended with Capricorn because it's Aquarius's birthday. All right. Love ya. You're funny. All right. That's where I'm going to leave off. All right.